Well, good morning, gentlemen. Oh, would you get a load of these glum mugs? Can these really be the same boys who made the front page of the New York Sun?
The front page of what?
Let me see. Looking. Would you look it? That's me.
Front page. And you ain't even dead.
Where's me? Where's me?
Wait till my old man gets a load of this. I won't be last in line for the bathtub tonight.
You got us in the paper?
You got yourselves in the paper.
Newsies stopped the world? Now that's a headline even Albert can sell. What else you got?
Mine's the only story that ran. Pulitzer declared a blackout on all strike news, so even I'm shut down now. I heard they arrested Crutchy. Did they get Jack, too?
The Delancey's are spreading a story that he took it on the lam, first sight of the cops.
Jack don't want the no fight!
Take it down, shortstop. Just reporting the news.
For jumping Jack's sake, can you store on the curiosity long enough to drink in the moment? I'm famous!
What of it?
You stupid or what? You're famous. The world's your oyster.
You're what?
Your oyster. Your oyster. Your fancy clam with the pearl inside it.
Your oyster!
So how much does being famous pay?
You don't need money when you're famous. They give you whatever you want. You're new shoes with matching laces.
Everyday vlogs at the sheep's head races. Don't be on run with the sour pictures.
My personal best on what it means.
Either dead or dreaming, 'cause looking at Dear Jack, greetings from the refuge. How are you? I'm okay. Guess I wasn't much help yesterday. Snyder soaked me real good with my crutch. Oh yeah, Jack. This is Crutchy, by the way. If your guards, they is rude. They say jump, kid, you jump when you're screwed. But the food's not so badly so far, 'cause so far they ain't brought us no food. Ha ha. Mr. Rooftop, see me high in the open in your penthouse in the sky. There's a cool breeze blowing even in July. Anyway, so guess what? There's a secret escape plan I got. Tie a sheet to the bed and toss the end out the window. Climb down and take off like a shot. Maybe though, not tonight. I ain't slept and my legs still ain't right. Hey, but Pulitzer, he's going down. And then Jack, I was thinking we might just go. Once that train makes on this place, I'll be fine, good as new. But there's one thing I need you to do. On the rooftop, you said that a family looks out for each other. So you tell one another. The end. Your friend, your best friend, your brother, Crutchy.
You in there, pipe down.
Here's everything I owe you for the first backdrop, plus this one, and even a little something extra just to count on, because I'm gonna miss you so.
Miss Meta,
Jack,
you're a gem.
just tell me you're going somewhere and not running away.
Does it matter?
When you go somewhere and it turns out not to be the right place, you can always go someplace else. But if you're running away, nowhere's ever the right place.
How about letting the pal know you're alive?
Why didn't I leave you with your friends?
Where were you? We couldn't find you.
Ever think I didn't want to be found?
Hey, is that place real? That Santa Fe? Hey, did you see the page? We're front page news above the fold. Oh yes, above the fold.
Good for you.
Everyone wants to meet the famous Jack Kelly. Even Small Collins sent a kid just to say, next event, you can count on Brooklyn. How about that?
We got stomped into the ground.
They got us this time, I grant you that, but we took round one. And with press like this, our fight is far from over.
Every newsie that could have walked showed up this morning to sell papes like the strike never happened.
And I was right there with them. I don't sell papes my folks don't eat.
Save your breath. I get it. It's hopeless.
But then, I saw this look on Weasel's face. He was actually nervous. And it was then I knew that this fight isn't over. We got them worried, really worried. And so I walked away. Lots of other kids did too. And that is what you call a beginning.
There he is, just like I said.
For crying out loud, what's a fella gotta do to get away from you people?
There's no escaping us, pal. We're inevitable.
What's the story? Can we have the theater?
Pipe down, I didn't ask yet.
What's the holdup? I gotta let my girl know I've got a date.
Your girl?
You heard me? I've been swatting skirts away all morning. Famous one intoxicating potion. This here girl Sally, she's a plum.
Word is you wrote a great story.
You look like hell.
Hey Jack, where's that supposed to be?
It's Santa Fe.
I've got to tell you, Jack, this Go West young man routine is getting tired. Even Horace Greeley moved back to New York.
Yes, he did. And then he died.
Ain't reporters supposed to be nonpartisan?
Ask a reporter. Pulitzer had been blacklisted from every news desk in town.
Can we table the palaver and get back to business? Will Meta let us have the theater?
It's what I've been trying to tell you. We want to hold a rally here. A citywide meeting where every newsie gets a say and a vote. And we do it after working hours, so no one loses a day's pay. Smart?
Smart enough to get you in a padded room.
The guy who paints places he's never seen is calling us crazy?
You want to see a place I seen? Newsies Square. Thanks to my big mouth. Filled to overflowing with failure. Kids hurt, others arrested.
Lighten up, no one died.
Is that what you're aiming for? Look, call me a quitter, call me a coward, but no way I'm putting them kids back in danger.
You're doing something that has never been done before. How could that not be dangerous?
Bex brought me a note from Crutchy at the refuge. I tried to go see him. I climbed the fire escape, but they busted him so bad, he couldn't even come to the window. Are you willing to shoulder that for a tenth of a penny a bake?
This isn't about pennies. You said it yourself. My family wouldn't be in the mess we are in if my father had a union. This is a fight we have to win.
If I wanted a sermon, I'd show up for church.
Tell me how quitting does Crutchy any good. Exactly. So, here's how it goes. Since we win, and we will be winning, make no mistake.
We'll be what?
We're already winning.
Right.
And we'll tell them straight out that they country go and they keep getting pounded.
Dave, what the hell did they bust out your brains or something? As I recall, did we all got arrested? Kick they won.
From the battle,
Come on.
can't you think about it? We got them surrounded.
Here's what I think. Joe's a jerk. He's a rattlesnake.
You're right, and you know when his snake starts to rattle.
No, why?
Cause he's scared.
Sure.
He'll be looking at the board. Why did he send for the troops? An entire army does it's the cops and
You know you may be right.
thank you God.
If he wasn't afraid,
Exactly.
he knows where
When they get those kids to see we're certain victory and knows what happens. We're doing something no one's even. Yes, we're terrified, but watch what happens. Can't go back, soldiers, for the sake of God. Yes, something daunting is a fast forever. From the back of Jen, so
But I've read your editorials, Mr. Pulitzer. How can you express so much sympathy for the trolley workers and yet have none for the Newsies?
Because the trolley workers are striking for a fair contract. The Newsies are striking against me.
I'd spare you this embarrassment if I could, but the burlesque house is private property.
He can't order raid without legal cause.
Miss Mayor, would the fact that this rally is being organized by an escaped convict be enough to shut it down?
An escape convict.
A fugitive from one of your own institutions, a convicted thief at large, wreaking mischief on our law-abiding community. Miss Snyder, remind me, which one is he?
That one. Jack Kelly. And how do you know this boy?
His is not a pleasant story. He was first sentenced to my refuge for loitering and vagrancy, but his total disregard of authority has made him a frequent visitor.
Called him a thief, an escaped convict.
After his release, I caught him myself, red-handed, trafficking stolen food and clothing. He was last sentenced to 6 months, but the willful ruffian escaped.
So you see, Miss Mayor, you would be doing the city a service, removing this criminal from our streets.
If that's the case, we can take him in quietly and...
And what good will quietly do me? I need a public example made of this boy.
Mr. Pulitzer, the boy, Jack Kelly, is here.
Here,
Just outside. He's asked to see you.
ask and you shall be received. Miss Nunn, if you please, sit.
Mr. Jack Kelly.
Afternoon, boys.
And which Jack Kelly am I speaking to? The charismatic union organizer or the petty thief and escaped convict?
Which one gives us more in common?
Impudence is in bad taste when crawling for mercy.
Crawling? That's a laugh. Look, I just thought I'd drop by with an invite. Seems a few hundred of your employees are rallying to discuss recent disagreements, so I thought it only fair to give you a chance to state your case straight to the fellas.
So, what do you say, Joe? Want me to save a spot on the bill?
You are as shameless and disrespectful of creatures I was told. You know what I was doing when I was your age, boy? I was fighting in a war.
Yeah? How'd that turn out for you?
It taught me a lesson that shaped me for the better. You don't win a war on the battlefield. It's the headline that crowns the victor.
I'll keep that in mind when New York wakes up to front page photos of our rally.
Right into the cows come home. Not a paper in town will publish a word. And if it's not in the papers, it never happened.
Look, you may run this city, but there are some of us that can be bullied, including some reporters.
Such as that young woman that made you yesterday's news. Talented girl, truly. Beautiful as well, don't you think?
I'll tell her you said so.
There's no need. She can hear for herself. Can't you, darling? I trust you know my daughter, Catherine. Yes, my daughter. Now I bet you're asking, why the nom de plume? And why doesn't my daughter work for me? Great questions. You see, I offered Catherine a life of wealth and leisure, but instead she chose to pursue a career. And she was showing real promise to this recent lapse. But you're done with that, aren't you, sweetheart?
Jack,
Don't trouble the boy with your problems, dearest. Mr. Kelly has a plate full of his own. Why don't you say so, Miss Snyder?
Hello, Jack.
Ow, does anyone here feel loose tight to me? But allow me to offer an alternate scenario. You attend this rally and speak against this hopeless strike, and I will see your criminal record expunged, and your pockets filled with enough cash to carry you in a first-class train compartment from New York to New Mexico and beyond. You did say he wanted to travel west, didn't you?
There ain't a person in this room that don't know you stink.
And if they know me, they know I don't care. Mark my words, boy. They find me and I will see you and each and every one of your friends locked up in that refuge. But I know. You're Mr. Tough Guy! But it's not right to condemn that little crippled boy to conditions like that. What about your pal, Davy and his baby brother, ripped from their loving family and tossed to the rats? Would they ever be able to thank you enough? Time's running out, kid, so what do you say? Cowboy or convict, I win either way. Your abject surrender was always the bottom line. Gentlemen, escort our guest to the cellar, so he might reflect in solitude. Too bad you jumped out, but you did resign. Too bad you family, but you can't tell mine. Be glad you're alive, boy, I'd say that's the bottom line.
You knew what to play.
Till those kids all believed you were right.
Lucky for them all, but one got away.
They may not be so lucky tonight.
Sit down. We've been given discretion to do what you as we see fit, so behave.
Just in case I ever polish my favorite brass knuckles.
Now that is firm. Newsies need a house day. Newsies need a house day. Tell them what's on the way. Tell them what's on the way. Here from home, we are always, we are always Newsies.
Barack gave me birth, friendliest place on earth. Chaos of visits and means, and when you do, we can have
Welcome, Newsies of New York City! Welcome to my theater and your revolution!
Let's hear it for Spock Island and Brooklyn!
Newsies united! Let's see what Pulitzer has to say to you now.
Hey, Davey, where's Jack?
Where is Sorry, kid, no sign of him yet. Looks like you're going solo.
Newsies of New York! Look at what we've done! We got newsies from every pavement neighborhood here tonight! Tonight, you're making history! Tonight, we declare that we're just as much a part of the newspaper as any reporter or editor! We are done being treated like kids! From now on, we're gonna be treated as equals!
If you want to be talked to like an adult, start acting like one. Or just run your mouth, make some sense.
And here's Jack!
Pulitzer raised the price of papers without so much as a word to us. And that was a lovely thing to do. Yeah. So, we got mad. And we let him know we ain't gonna be pushed around. Yeah. So, we go on strike. And then what happens? He lowers the price back down so he goes back to work. Yeah. And then he raises it back up. And don't think he won't. And what do we do if he raises the price again after that? Look, fellas, we gotta be realistic here. If we don't work, we don't get paid. How long can you go without making money? However long, believe me, Pulitzer can go longer.
What?
I have spoken to Mr. Pulitzer, and he has given me his word. If we disband the union, he will not raise the price again for 2 years. I say we take the deal. All we gotta do is vote no. Vote no on the strike. How'd you get here?
Spec showed me.
Did he say he'd go through my stuff?
I saw them rolled up sticking out of it. I didn't know what they were. But these drawings? They're drawings of the refuge, aren't they? Is this really what it's like in there? 3 boys to a bed, rats everywhere, and vermin?
Well, what, different from where you were raised?
Snyder told my father you were arrested for stealing food and clothing. This is why, isn't it? You stole to feed those boys. I don't understand. If you were willing to go to jail for those boys, why turn your back on them now?
I don't think you want to talk about turning on folks.
I never turned on you or anyone else.
No. You just double-crossed us to your father. Your father!
My father has eyes in every corner of this city. He doesn't need a spine for him. And I never lied. I just didn't tell you everything.
If you weren't a girl, you'd be trying to talk with a fist in your mouth.
I told you I worked for the Sun, and I did. I told you my professional name is Plumber, and it is. You never asked my real one.
I didn't think I had to, unless I knew I was dealing with a backstabber.
Oh, and if I were a boy, you'd be looking at me through one swollen eye.
Oh, don't let that stop you. Give me your best shot.
I need to know you didn't cave for the money.
No, I spoke the truth. You're winning a fight when you got the other guy down near the pavement, and you hurt your father no matter how many days we strike. He ain't giving up, and I don't know what else to do.
But I do.
Come on.
Really, Jack? Really? Only you could have a good idea? Or is it because I'm a girl?
Okay, I didn't say nothing.
This would be a good time for you to shut up. Being boss doesn't mean you have all of the answers. Just the brains to recognize the right one when you hear it.
I'm listening.
Good for you! The strike was your idea, the rally was Davy's, and now my plan will take us to the finish line.
The Children's Crusade?
For the sake of all the kids in every sweatshop, factory, and slaughterhouse in New York, I beg you, join us. With those words, the strike stopped being about just the Newsies. You demanded our entire generation to stand up and demand a place at the table.
The Children's Crusade?
Think, Jack, if we publish this, my words, with one of your drawings, and if every worker under 21 stayed home from work, or better yet came to Newsies Square, a general citywide strike, even my father couldn't ignore that.
That's great, but got no way to print it.
There has to be one printing press he doesn't control.
Oh no.
What?
I know the press. No one would ever think we'd use.
Then why are we still standing here?
Wait! Stop. Look, what's this about for you? And I'm not talking about the Children's Crusade. What's this about? Am I kidding myself, or is there something?
Of course there is.
Well, don't just say it like it happens every day.
Jack,
Well, no, I'm not an idiot. Girls like you don't wind up with guys like me. And I don't want you promising nothing you're just gonna take back later. But standing here tonight, I'm scared tomorrow's gonna come and change everything. If I could just grab hold of something to make time stop just so I can keep looking at you.
You snuck up on me, Jack. I didn't even see it coming.
Sure?
Till the moment I found you, I thought I knew what love was. Now I'm learning what is true, that love will do what it does. The world finds ways to sting you, and then one day decides to leave. Someday tell me one night, maybe forever. That's alright. That's alright. And if you know tomorrow was still a dream, I have something to believe in. Now that I know
We was never meant to meet, and then we meet. Who knows why? One more stranger on the street, just someone sweet passing by. An angel come to save me, who didn't even know she gave me something to believe in. One day, maybe forever, but that's okay. That's okay. Tomorrow, what was ours still be. Something to believe in. Now I know if things were different,
what if you weren't going to Santa Fe?
and if you weren't an heiress, and if you thought it wasn't after my death.
You're not really scared of my father.
No, but I am pretty scared of you.
Don't be. One of us will be. I have something to believe in. Now that I know you
That's how you win it. We will find
got keys here for the whole building. Has somebody been picking Daddy's pockets?
The janitor's been working here since he was 8 and hasn't had a single raise in 20 years. He's with us 100%.
Oh, did you bring enough guys to cover us?
We could hold a hoedown in here and no one would be the wiser.
Good work.
Hey, it's great to have you back again.
Oh, shut up.
Here she is, boys. Just think, while my father snores blissfully in his bed, we'll be using his very own press to bring him down.
Remind me to stay on your good side.
So, this is where they print the tapes on?
I can see why your tossing fool rolled down the cellar, but I think she should do the trick.
Jack, this is Darcy. She knows just about everything there is to know about printing.
What paper do you work for?
My father owns a trib. And this is Bill. He'll be typesetting the article for us.
And I assume you're the son of William Randolph Hearst?
And proud to be a part of your revolution.
Well, ain't that something?
In the words of the little one, can we table the palaver and get down to business?
A little grease and she'll be good as gold.
Alright, here's how it'll work. As we print the page, Grace, you let the fellas in. And spread them to every working kid in New York. After that,
It's up to them. There's change coming once and for all. You make the front page, and menu is major news. Tomorrow they'll see what we are, and sure as a star, we ain't come this far. This is the story we need to write as we can't have a cipher no more. In a few hours, my thoughts will be light, we'll be ready to fight us a war. It's time for me to stay, talk about seasons a day. Why do I think a blood is a sand in the way? Breaking it down while pain. You don't have all of your stuff in his bed, you don't care if we're dead or alive. He's a hell of a life in his head, but his head is a way to survive. Shooting this out like a sheep, waking us in a sleep. We're like a spirit will be gone, and the things that will come out as we take it
Words of I'm sorry, Mr. Coolidge will have to call you back. I'm sorry, he'll have to call you back. He can't talk, he'll call you back. I'm sorry, no, I'm sorry.
Silence those phones!
The entire city is shut down. No one's working anywhere, and everyone is blaming you. Everyone's calling the mayor, the publishers, the manufacturers, in such language.
You can't just barge in here.
How we doing this morning, gents?
Behind this, we had a deal.
And it came with a money back guarantee. Oh, and thank you for the lessons on the power of the press.
Have you read this, boss? These kids actually put out a pretty good paper. Very convincing.
No doubt written by my daughter.
I'd sign it before someone snatches her
I
right.
demand to know, who defined my ban on printing strike material?
Oh, we're your loyal employees. We'd never take our business elsewhere.
The old printing press in the cellar.
I gave you the offer of a lifetime. Anyone, and I mean anyone, who does not act in their own self-interest is a fool.
What does that make you? This all started because you wanted to sell more papers. And now your circulation's down 70%. Why didn't you just come talk to us?
Because guys like Joe don't talk to nothing like us. But a very wise reporter told me, the boss doesn't need to know all the answers. Just have the smarts to snatch the right one when he hears it.
Now is the time to seize the day. Stare down the odds and seize the day. Minute by minute, that's how you win it. We will find a way.
Take a look around you, Mr. Pulitzer. In case you ain't figured it out already, we've got you surrounded.
New York is closed for business, paralyzed. You can't get a paint or a shoe shine. You can't send a message or ride an elevator. You can't cross the Brooklyn Bridge. You can't even leave your own building. So what's your next move?
Mr. Pulitzer, the mayor's here as well as your daughter, and you're not going to believe who else.
Good morning, Mr. Pulitzer. I think you know the governor.
Governor Roosevelt.
Joseph. What have you done now?
Certainly you might.
Thanks to Miss Larkin bringing your daughter into my office, I already have a better grasp on the situation. Graphic illustration included. Bully is an expression I usually employ to show approval, but in your case, I simply mean bully. And is this the boy of whom you spoke? How are you, son? I'm sorry one should have carriage ride.
The pleasure's mine, Mr. Governor.
Well, Joe, don't just stand there and let those children sing and sing. Tell them the good news.
What's good news?
That you've come to your senses of rollback crisis. Unless, of course, you want to run a full state Senate investigation to your employment practices.
You wouldn't dare.
After the pressure, you willing to keep me from office? I do with a smile. Come along, Joseph. There's only one worse thing than a hard heart, and that's a soft head. Think of the happiness you bring to those children. He doesn't do happiness, does he?
Mr. Kelly, let me speak to you alone.
Keep your eyes on the stars and your face on the ground. You can do this.
I cannot put press back to where they were. I'm sorry, I can't. There are considerations.
I get it. You need a safe face in front of all these folks. I'm young, I ain't stupid.
Thank you for understanding.
But I got constituents with a legitimate right.
What if I reduce the rates by half? Get the others to do the same. It's a compromise we can all live with.
But you eat all losses. Any paper we can't sell you buy back full price.
That's never been on the table. What's to stop every newsie from taking hundreds of papers they can't sell? My cost would explode.
No newsie's gonna break their back hauling around a bunch of papers they can't sell. But if they can take a few more without risk, they might sell them, and your circulation will begin to grow. It's a compromise we can all live with.
That's not a bad head you got on your shoulders, kid.
You?
That's disgusting.
Just the price of doing business. Newsies of New York City! We won! Governor knows about himself.
Each generation must, at the height of its power, step aside and invite the young to share the day. You have laid claim to our world and have made the future in your hands will be bright and prosperous. I've got another matter to bear. Officer, if you please.
Give me speed. I got you a gift straight from the refuge. Officer, bring her in.
Yeah, with some drive and elegant argument for shutting down the refuge, be sure that this matter will be fully investigated. Officer, take her away.
Please, Your Highness, if I may. You'll be laughing all the way to the pen, little woman.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you. Oh, come here, please.
I can't tell thank you. It's one of your joys to miss the government to close down the refuge. What's my daily political work to do to expose the dealings in our own government backrooms? What do you say, Tim? Care to have this young man shine a lantern behind your closed doors?
Don't sweat it, Gov. Now that the strike is settled, I ought to hit the road.
Don't you get tired of singing that same old tune? What's Santa Fe got that New York ain't? Sandstorms?
Better yet, what's New York got that Santa Fe ain't?
New York's got us. Visa Santa.
Didn't hear something about the strike being settled?
Hey, to the Newsies! Line up! Come on, boys, these things gonna sell themselves!
Hold on, Redford. Tell me more about that vaccine that you heard so much about.
Well, don't just stand there. You've got a union to run. And didn't someone just offer you a pretty exciting job?
Me? Work for your father?
You already work for my father.
Oh, yeah.
And you know more except you.
What would that be?
Me. Wherever you go, I'm there. Right by your side.
For sure?
For sure.
Don't take much to be a dreamer. All you do is close your eyes. What's a made-up world is all you ever see. Now my eyes is finally open, and my dreams they's exercise. But they don't much matter if you ain't with me.
Okay, hey,